I wanted to do a video while I was driving, which I know is unsafe, but I am a trained driver. I've actually had driver's training. So I've got the car in regenerative braking mode as indicated by the B up there in the gear selector. And I just want to say, having it in regenerative braking mode is kind of like being in the perfect gear in a manual vehicle at all times. Because if I let off the accelerator, it slows me down. Like when you're in higher RPMs in a gear in a car with a manual or stick transmission, when you let off the gas, the engine braking will kind of slow you down, similar to the regenerative braking. And then there's also the added bonus of always being in the right place in the RPMs in your gear. So when you drive around in a manual and you're like, down a gear so that you can be high in the RPM band, you get that instant horsepower and the higher torque when you're in the higher RPMs. But that instant torque is available with an electric motor. And so you're always in the right gear. And so driving this thing around, not as much on the highway, but in other circumstances where you're pulling up the stoplights and stuff, it's almost like gearing down and letting the engine revs slow you down. Like, see right here, I'm letting the engine revs slow me down, not hitting my brake. I'm gonna let these cars pass me safely, put on my indicator, and then I'm gonna get on it for as much as it can, and it gives me that instant torque response, which is a lot more pronounced at lower gears. But I didn't want to make a dangerous video, like, zooming around town while holding a phone. But when you're in those lower gears going slower, it is kind of fun, and it does remind me of the times when I had a manual gearbox. So just another bonus of the ID.4, the ability to go to regenerative braking and the feel and the performance of the regenerative braking. All right, hope this helps. My name is Brandon. Holler if you have any questions.